Hello, this is Christian Okoye, former Kansas City Chiefs. You are listening to Brilliant Truth.
Welcome to the Maxx Sports Entertainment Show on the Brilliant Truth Sports Network. I'm your host, Mike Goodpaster, and I'd like to welcome in our special guest today, linebacker from Miami University, former Hurricane, and now with the Los Angeles Chargers. Help me welcome to the show, Denzel Perryman. How you doing, Denzel?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great, and we'll just go ahead and we'll start from the beginning. Growing up, when did you start playing football, and who were some of your early influences?
I started playing football at the age of 6, and some of my early influences, I got to say, my dad, my 2 older brothers, and Ray Lewis. But, Ray Lewis came, after the fact, after I started playing football, and my dad used to show me this one tape called NFL Greatest Hits, and I used to watch that, almost every day. And, I just wanted, to idolize my game, and as a young kid, I always said, I want to, one day have my, make some big hits and have it on a highlight tape or something like that.
So you were a linebacker from the beginning?
No, I played running back to start off. I played like a little bit of running back, offensive D-line. I played offensive guard and like DN, and then at like maybe the age of 8, as I went on and moved up to the next pound, the football, optimist football, that's when I started playing linebacker.
Yeah, it's a lot funner to hit people than it is to get hit.
Oh, man. Oh, man. I mean, I used to love, because I was a big kid, playing opposite football. So, people try to come tackle me, since I was a lot bigger and a little stronger, I loved it.
All right, and you played at Great Gables Senior High School, and I got to ask you, are these numbers legit? We're looking at this junior year, 166 tackles, senior year, 177, 9 sacks, 5 interceptions, 9 interceptions as a senior. Talk to us a little bit about your high school career.
My high school career, man, it was a pretty fun one. I enjoyed every moment of high school, and my freshman year, that's when I met Jonathan Vilma. Because him and my linebacker coach at the time, they're our best friends to this day. And I remember him coming out to a playoff game and, kind of talking to us a little bit. And, after that, he used to give me a challenge almost every year. And, my goal was complete those challenges. And also one of my older brothers played at Coral Gables. And, I wanted to beat, all his records that he had set out at Coral Gables.
Yeah, and going to Coral Gables, I assume you were a Miami University fan, you had to want to go to the U. That had to be your goal, right?
I mean, they're one of the, the first schools to, give me an offer anyway, so, yeah.
All right, so if you talk about the recruiting process a little bit, was it Miami all the way, or did you consider some other places?
No, I had my options open. Miami was right down the street. I used to go down there, after school. We went to football. Go down there, watch some practice, go upstairs, talk to coaches, sit around the weight room, just talk to the guys, watch how they interact with each other, watch how they work out, and, watch how they practice. And, me doing that in high school, that kind of, made my decision of where I was going, when it came up to my senior year.
All right, now when you get to college, Division I university is a big step up from high school. What was the transition like for you from high school to college?
High school to college, I start with school. There's not a bell going off. It's all about time management, and that's something my high school coach, Joe Montoya, he told me, a while back, get to college is all about, time management. On the football aspect of it, man, it's like, you just playing with the best of the best. You're not just playing with, guys that what basically you've been with for like 4 years. Like coming in as a freshman, you start off on special teams just like in the NFL. You're going to start off on special teams and, you get your reps from there. And I remember my first game starting was Georgia Tech, and I think it was like game 6 or 7. But, prior to that, I was making plays on special teams, just earning my role.
All right, so what were some of the moments that stood out there in your college career at the U?
I would say my very first big hit, I think was my very first big hit was my freshman year against Virginia. my pick six against Boston College. I have a hit that's on YouTube now. It was against Wake Forest with, Dominique Gibson. I kind of picked the guy for body slam.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one. I think most people have to go on YouTube. Did we talk about draft day? What was draft day like for you?
Draft day, man, is one of those days when you just wait, to be called. On the first night, talk with my agent, I could have had a chance to go on the first night. So my mom did exactly what I didn't want her to do, have a draft party because, you get all hype, thinking you're going to go on the first night, just hearing, from your agent. Then when you don't go, you have everybody like, it's okay. I didn't want all that, just for that simple fact. But the night I did get the call, though, I had, nothing but family and close friends around. And, it was more of a dream come true. But it really didn't hit me, till the first preseason game. That, like, I'm in the NFL,
Yeah, and what was your opinion of going to San Diego? Did it really matter where you went, Lowe's? Was the NFL, or?
I mean, it didn't matter, honestly. But San Diego called me, I found that kind of funny because it came out of left field. Because at the combine, I didn't have a meeting with them. I haven't, pro day, I didn't talk to anybody, from San Diego, like the Chargers at all. Like, I only remember seeing the Lightning folk, at my pro day. So when I got that call, I was like, okay. Like, just it's interesting, just coming from coast to coast, out here in California, it was real beautiful, man.
All right. You get to the NFL. Let's talk about that first training camp. I think you were competing against guys like Manti Te'o, Donald Butler. What was the camp experience like for you, and were there any of the veterans that kind of took you under your wing to help?
Yeah, I mean, Manti was one of the first guys to reach out to me, when I got drafted. Manti and Corey Legit. And, those, I can say those two guys, they took me up under their wings, from day one, like I said, when I got drafted. But, as far as the linebacker position, Manti, I call him, like, I ain't gonna say call him, like, that is, a big brother to me. And, the rest of the guys, as far as on the linebacker group as well, like, even though we're competing, they always, taught me something. If I was just a young guy coming in, just trying to, get the ropes and, just learn the system. But Manti, Donald Butler, Cavell, like, it's I can name a lot of guys
Connor
up under their wings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I can name a lot of guys, who took me up under their wings. But, as far as, my experience, like I said, we were competing. I was learning, from them as well.
Yeah, and you talk about that first year. You started off as a backup. You came in and replaced, I think Te'o got hurt. You came in and played for him. Started a couple games. Then you got injured yourself, and you also dealt with that, I think, last year. You want to go through it for us with fans? I mean, if you get an injury like that, what exactly does it take for you to get back on the field?
Injury like that, man. Number one, it was a non-contact, injury. So, from that happening, coming back is, you're just trying to, find ways, to prevent that from happening. You kind of change up your diet, because it was, I think, a ligament. Yeah, I tore a ligament in my ankle. And, like I said, it was non-contact, but to come off that type of stuff, man, you need, just support. Rehab, extra hard. I mean, that's everything that I was doing. I had a great support system at home, making sure, I didn't go in the tank. I was always around the building, staying engaged in practice, in the meeting. So when it was time for me to come back, I wasn't, behind.
All right. Now, you had a really good rookie season, even though it was a little short because of the injury. I think you had 73 combined tackles. The game that stood out to me was towards the end of the season. You got a sack against Derek Carr, 11 tackles against the Raiders. You want to talk a little bit about that? Because that has to be the moment where everybody says, yeah, this guy does belong.
Yeah, I mean, that moment, I think it was Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. But I mean, that night, our season, didn't go how we wanted to go. Our record, was what it was at the time. But like I said, I feel like I'm still earning my stripes, to this day. And that was my mindset, coming in as a rookie. Come in, earn your stripes, earn the respect from all the guys. And I just went out there and just played my game within the scheme. But it was a great night for me because everybody was watching that game.
Yeah, and like I said, you came back from injury, played really well last year. The team
Yeah.
was in San Diego when you got there. What was the transition moving to Los Angeles for you guys?
Man, honestly, when we got that news, that we were moving, after it hit, the news and all this good stuff like that, I started looking for a house, right away. I think I was one of the first guys to move up here. But the transition wasn't bad for me. I mean, I know it's probably, for guys like, Antonio Gates, Phillip Rivers, guys that played on the team, for a long time, that I feel like transition would be, a little tough for them. This is going on my fourth year, and so transition wasn't as bad to me.
Yeah, and when we talk about going into this season, I know Mike McCoy was replaced last year by Anthony Lynn. What's your take on Coach Lynn?
I mean, I like Coach Lynn, man. I mean, Coach McCoy's a great guy. Coach Lynn's a great guy as well. Yeah, he's a players coach. He sit there and listen to us, when we have, suggestions, good stuff like that, he reaches out to the players, off season. I talked to him a couple of times. I mean, I even went up to the office, to go talk to him. And, his door's always open. He's always open to listen, to hear guys out. I mean, he's an overall great coach to me.
Yeah, and you guys picked up Jacksonville former coach last year, Gus Bradley, as a defensive coordinator. And I think you have to be excited about your team's prospects, especially picking up Derwin James, the safety, the linebacker out of USC, who I would say his name,
Yeah.
but I can't pronounce it, and I'm not going to act like I can.
Chenna.
What was that?
Chenna. Chenna.
Okay, whatever you say. Let's see. But when you look at that, I think you guys have the best defensive secondary in the NFL. You guys defensively were good last year anyways. You have to be excited about, kind of quarterbacking this defense.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, just having Gus, come in general, he brings a lot of energy. He's always positive. I've probably only seen him yell, 2 times, and one of those times when I can't, he's always positive. He keeps us going. He allows us to go out there, play defense and just play ball in general. Defense not as complicated. And, like you said, all these additions that we just got in the draft, I'm excited, to see what these guys do. I know they have, I think, rookie minicamp, coming up soon. So I'm going to stick around, see how they move, see how I learn it, draft defense. And, we all get together, just be excited, like you said, the quarterback this thing.
All right, so when we look at it, you also have Phillip Rivers on the offensive side, which has to make it easier on the defensive side because you got a quarterback that can get it done. When you play in a game, I know you only played a few years, but who is the quarterback that is the hardest to prepare for, or the offense that's hardest to prepare for?
Well, let me see. Well, I missed the game against the Patriots, but I feel like Tom Brady would have been one of those tough tough quarterbacks. Tom Brady's been in the game for a while, and he can change the whole play in a heartbeat. So. I would say Tom Brady, but who I played against, let me see. Aaron Rodgers was a pretty good challenge for us.
Yeah, he's all right. I think he'll make it in the league. Let's see. But I think when you look at this and you look at the division you're in. Oakland had problems last year. Denver had problems. Kansas City's going to a new quarterback, a younger quarterback, and Patrick Mahomes. Alex Smith left there. I think you guys have to be at least a preseason favorite to win this division.
Oh, man, I mean, we've been hearing, but my college coach used to tell me, all the time, the crowd noise. So I don't pay attention to that type of stuff, man. I'm just looking forward to the season, and getting better with these guys at the moment.
So what do you do in your off time?
Off time, man, I'm working out. That's something I've been doing this all season, just spending time with my kids.
All right. Well, that's the best thing to do anyway, spend time with your kids.
Oh, yeah, man. That's the time, that I don't have like that, during the season. Especially.
How old are they?
They're 4 and 2, 2 little girls, Ella and Evie.
Oh, 2 little girls. I have a girl. And it goes downhill quick when they hit about 13.
Oh, man. Listen, I've been told already.
Yeah, sometimes earlier. But, hey, Denzel, I want to wish you guys the best of luck this year. It was absolutely an honor having you on the show. Hopefully we can have you back during the season, maybe leading up to Super Bowl week when maybe the Chargers will be playing.
Oh man, thanks for having me on, man. That'll be great. I love that.
All right. Thanks a lot, Denzel.
No problem, man. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. All right, guys, that was Denzel Perryman from the Los Angeles Chargers. And I think this is a team, if you looked at my preseason power rankings, I think they're going to win the AFC West. I think they have the best defense. I think they have the best quarterback in the West. And I think they're going to run away with the AFC West before this is over with this year. I know they're a team that's had problems, losing a lot of close games, but I look for that to turn around this year. I think the addition of Derwin James in that defense makes their secondary, if not the best, one of the 2 or 3 best in the NFL. I want to thank Denzel again for coming on. You can catch us tonight at 10:30 live Eastern Time for the Inside Boxing Weekly Show with myself, John Einreinhofer, Jeremiah Pricer. We'll be looking ahead to Triple G's fight this week coming up. Hey Bellew 2, which will be tomorrow in England. We'll also be previewing that. You can hear all of our shows on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher. Wherever you find sports podcasts, you'll find The Grueling Truth. So for Denzel Perryman, I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been listening to The Grueling Truth, where the legends speak.